Yo, yo, yo. We're back. How you feeling? How you cracking? How you living? How you doing? Brandon, how are you living today?
I'm living the California life here in PA.
Oh, that is tricky. What about you?
What does that even mean?
I don't know what the fuck that means. Well, what fruit are you being today, Alex?
And what fruit?
I was thinking about being a Yukon potato, actually.
Oh, I respect
I
it.
feel as though I should show some variety in the potatoes. There's no need to be discriminatory towards the potatoes.
Yeah, you gotta change it up once in a while. I respect it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't just only be red potatoes. It's just not right.
Anyway, today we're going to be doing the NFC South running backs. So sit back, relax, crack a cold one, if you will. And anybody got questions, concerns, and we got a puppy in the building, so excuse him, possibly.
What?
Yeah.
There it is.
I have a concern.
What is the
What's your
concern?
concern?
Why did Brandon Rank eat Brian Hill?
Brian Hill!
A good question that we're going to dive into after
After
this intro. Boom! Look at that.
Let's say it, Ed. Should we cut the intro?
Pull out some scissors, bro.
Pull them out.
Cut to the intro.
That's how it goes.
I said, baby, I am not the one to play with. Ain't the type to give up, I'm driven and motivated. I just want some recognition and some compensation. But this ain't about the money and it ain't about the fame. I got lightning in a bottle, I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning now. Lightning in a bottle, I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning now.
We're back. First choice fantasy football again. Thank you for watching that intro. That beautiful music's inspired and created by Darren Arroyo. You can check him out down in the link in the description. Well, without further ado, let's jump into these rankings we got here, okay? We got a surprise here, to be honest. We got Christian McCaffrey at 1. I got shocked by that one. How about you guys?
Who put him at 1? Oh, all of
I
us.
was thinking about putting him at 4. Kamara at 6.
I don't know. I seen Kamara, and it's like,
We were ranking Kamara. I left him out.
fuck.
Ah.
Oh, damn.
Are
Sorry,
you doing the wrong division, Brandon?
I might be.
He might be.
I'm just stuck on those Eagles.
Oh, those Eagles.
Got sucker punched.
That was crazy. Did you see that video?
He got knocked
That
out.
video was messed up.
That was very messed
And
up.
what was happening with the person looked like they were trying to help at first, but then it just looked odd. You
Yeah.
remember at the end, someone like crawled on top of him. I don't know if it was for his protection, but it looked strange.
I don't know what that was. It was just kind of like odd to see like a 6'6" like NFL tight end just get knocked the fuck out by like your average everyday asshole. It's like, damn, if he got knocked out, what would happen to me?
Great point. Great point.
Yeah, I'm not.
That man was out. Like he went straight down and just like for like the entirety of that video. When they said he went to the hospital, I was expecting it to kind of be like, maybe he got cut or something. They brought him there just because. And no, he got knocked clean the fuck out. That's
concussion worthy. Like, oh my god, this man's gonna need a stretcher.
Get him a stretcher. Get him out of that bar.
And a Band-Aid.
I wonder, like, how long that guy is going to brag about that. Like, yeah, I knocked out an NFL tight end once. How about you?
Yeah.
Probably conveniently leave out the part where he came flying in from a different part of the room and hit him.
He wasn't even in the argument at hand, and he just popped
very
out.
strange.
Like, oh, it's my opportunity to shine.
He'll leave that one out. Like, yeah, I just dodged a few of his punches, put him down.
Yeah, that's his legacy.
No, me.
I fought NFL tight end.
All he needed to do. That's what I want to grow up. When I was a kid, I was like, man, I really want to just knock out an NFL football player for no reason.
Just want to sucker punch tight ends for a living.
It makes sense.
Just go find Gronk. Wonder how easy he'll go down. Probably not very.
All right, well, we can jump back to these running backs, I guess, maybe, possibly.
Do we have to?
Yeah, I feel like we probably should.
You're the boss here.
Super.
Honestly, can we just skip past Christian McCaffrey at 1? I feel like we kind of have to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too terribly surprised if Kamara it went off this season and ended up having a marginally better year, but I doubt it.
I agree, but I mean, yeah, you kind of have to be realistic with it. Plus, McCaffrey did just
totally obliterate everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you never know. Sometimes guys get hurt. And I think it was week 12 or week 14. After that, he could have sat out the rest of the year and still finished number 1 PPR leagues by a healthy margin. He was solid.
People be calling him the LT of this generation. I mean, it was only 1 year, but I mean,
the dude is 23, 24. If he stays healthy, I mean, you could be looking at this for another 5 years.
I can see it happening. All right, well, Alvin Kamara, anybody want to touch on this man?
Alvin Kamara.
I'm a fan.
You are a fan?
Yeah.
Fair.
It seems like he just had some bad luck last year with the injuries and the lack of touchdowns. So I mean, if he stays healthy, I would assume he'll probably score a few more times.
I agree.
I think you should be perfectly fine drafting him in those top 5 or 6 picks.
Yeah, definitely should be. I had a shot at him in the Dynasty League that we were in, the 14-team league. I traded back just because, I mean, it's Dynasty and whatnot, but I really wanted to take Alvin Kamara right there at I think it was 104, I want to say, 105. Maybe that may have been, I forget, I completely forget, but I could have had him in a Dynasty League, and you should take him in Dynasty Leagues or just redraft leagues in general. He's a fucking amazing running back. But
you know what I think you should do in a Dynasty League?
You should get players that produce. That's
trade for McCaffrey.
See, you get dealt the easy people, the people who just that. Why would they play with a
happen to have an all-star fantasy running back, and they're just please don't just trade him away for a little package. No, you keep him. You have a second quarterback on your team. You trade him away. What's going on?
Needed Patrick Mahomes. You needed Patrick Mahomes.
The best part was I didn't even have Mahomes.
Yeah, I know.
I weaseled my way into that.
There's zero purpose for you in that 3-way trade. No purpose.
We're actually going to put a screenshot up just showing you guys what the trade was, just because it.
Will you be able to show it with the actual players involved? Because
sure, yeah.
Oh, we could edit it.
Yeah, you'd have to edit or else, because I went to pull it up the other day and it just shows the picks.
Yeah.
I can tell you who I gave and who I received, but I don't know the exact specifics for the rest of it.
I can go back to the draft and just write it down on a sticky note or some shit. We'll be chilling. All right. Anyway, diving back into this, we got Todd Gurley, no knees at 3.
Oh, yeah.
I could easily see Ronald Jones or any Tampa Bay running back beating him out just because of the fact this man had I think he had double-digit touchdowns last year for sure. I'm not sure how many touchdowns he had. I should probably check that out, but it was just astronomical.
I could see it. I wouldn't bet on it. I'd take Gurley. I wouldn't feel safe with Gurley, but
yeah,
if he stays healthy, you could be looking at a solid RB2 candidate, maybe an RB1.
He had 14 touchdowns last year. Holy shit. 21 the year before, 19 the year before that.
I don't know if that's going to keep happening in Atlanta.
No, it's not. He's not going to. I mean, he had a crazy amount of red zone touches last year, I'm pretty sure. But just I don't see it happening from the fact
pretty sure Atlanta just likes to pass everywhere. So
yeah, and he's never going to get the how many targets? He had 87 targets 3 years ago, 81 the year before that, and this past year he had 49 targets.
I don't know whether they'll use him in the passing game.
I mean, if they do, I don't see him getting more than 50 targets. That's just kind of insane to me. But
I don't really know what to expect from that, honestly. I don't know, if they're going to limit his touches in the hopes of him, remaining effective throughout the season.
Todd Gurley had 50.
I don't know what to expect, which is why he scares me. He could be the RB14, or he could just be an RB3. You don't know.
Todd Gurley had 51 carries in the 20-yard line last year and finished with 12 touchdowns.
Good
while
God.
Atlanta, as a team, with their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different running backs, they did not scrap together more than Todd Gurley did.
Oh my God.
That just goes to show.
That just tells you what you need to know.
He's not getting double-digit rushing. I mean, he might get 10, but he's not getting 12 touchdowns on the ground plus 2 in the air this next year. I don't see it.
You say 50 over the course of did he play all 16 games?
Oh, that is a good question. Didn't even think to question that one. No, he missed 1 game.
Right,
He played 15 games, but still. more than the entire backfield in Atlanta.
Well, Freeman 2019 got 70 targets, and that was only 14 games played. And I believe the 14th game he didn't play the whole game. I'm not positive on that, but he had 10 carries that game. So, I mean, he could have played the whole game, but there's a chance he got hurt.
I mean, like I said, I don't know if they'll use him in the passing game. Like, Freeman is a pass catching back. Like, that was kind of his thing.
Yeah. I didn't want to be that guy and say that Freeman's a better receiving back than Gurley, but he is.
I don't know, like, the numbers behind Gurley as a receiving back. I don't know how effective he was. I don't know if they'll give him that volume. It's hard to tell.
All right. Well, moving past Todd Gurley, you want to talk about the Tampa Bay backfield. You want to piece that puzzle together, anybody? Or explain why you have this said person at this said position.
Backfield seems like it's a mess.
Yeah. Bruce Arians was the type of coach that'll, I mean, if a running back messes up a block of any kind, they're out. And Ronald Jones was on the wrong side of that equation last year. And
it seems like they like Ronald Jones, though.
I don't know if they like him. I wouldn't say they like him.
I don't know. Bruce Arians has spoke pretty highly of the man. It's not like he drafted him.
Yeah.
They split Ronald Jones and Barber last year.
Yeah, but
I mean,
and
running back who was just released. Or
Ronald Jones did get
went in the free agency.
Ronald Jones only played 37% of the snaps last year too, and I mean he did to be an RB25, which is notable.
His rookie season he was clearly just physically outmatched.
Yeah,
but like he showed pretty solid improvement from the past season to this one, and like the team seems to like him, so you know maybe he takes another step forward. I just kind of looked at it as like, who do I think is most likely to provide the most value out of there? And I feel like he's probably has the greatest potential to do that. I don't know if Keyshawn Vaughn is too far behind him there, because like Brandon said, maybe he just doesn't take another step and he struggles. Maybe they move to Vaughn and he performs. I don't know if either of them are going to be able to catch passes next year. So if they're not, that gives Dare obvious sleeper value.
Ronald Jones was never a receiver in college. I think he had like 4% target share in college, which is just bad. And he's bad in pass protection. Obviously, we heard Arians talk about him being like missing blocks and getting benched because of that. And Vaughn in college he had a 10% target share in college, which showed he was on the field a lot during like passing situations, which he could possibly get those receiving down work instead of Dare. But I mean, I don't know. I just like Ronald Jones. I had to put Ronald Jones at 4 because I was such a heavy truther last year. I remember like early last year I was doing a mock draft at your guys' house. You guys would laugh at me because I took Ronald Jones, but I was all in on the Ronald Jones train. And I mean, RB25 is not a terrible finish last year either.
We're having a technical difficulty with the camera, and it appears that Ed is the last man standing. As for Alex's what? What are you, Alex, today?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a Yukon potato. I'll have to send you guys a picture of that.
So we established the Yukon potato, and I'm a banana peel. I've just decided this right now.
So you're trash,
Mario
is what you're
Kart
saying.
Banana peel?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. It's falling out of the trash.
Don't drive over it because you might crash.
Yeah.
Bars!
So you're just realizing that is the reason why I'm a banana peel. Because we're realizing at this point in the video.
You just got the snazzy Ed Roach left to make your eyes bleed.
You want me to grab you a picture of a banana peel?
Yeah, ship it on over.
Ship it on over. All right. I guess since we covered Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn, do we even have any more to say about him? We probably do. Anybody?
About who?
Ronald?
Tampa Bay backfield.
It's confusing.
Rather, yeah.
It's confusing.
That's a scary one to me for fantasy purposes because I feel like it's such a question mark. How did he know?
I mean, people make connections back to when Bruce Arians had David Johnson his rookie year and whatnot, and he said he didn't want to give him too much work because he didn't want to put too much on his plate. So you can say that you can expect Keyshawn Vaughn to not get a lot of work this year just because he's a rookie. But then again, David Johnson did end up taking the starting role, I think midway through the season. So, I mean, I don't know.
If they don't think Jones is going to be effective, then someone's going to carry the ball.
He was pretty effective last year, though. I mean, receiving work as well.
Yeah.
Obviously not pass protection, but
And
I mean, like, he took obvious strides as a runner, so.
yeah.
Keyshawn Vaughn had some receptions in college. It wasn't anything big time, but his senior year of college, he had 28 receptions. As for Ronald Jones, he had, I mean, in his 3 years of college, he had 32 receptions on
Yeah.
302 yards.
That's pretty great, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 10 a year.
But then again, Ronald Jones
Won a game, awesome.
been used in the passing game last year, on and off. Good bit of targets for him. So who knows? He could be translating or trying to translate to a receiving back.
I don't know. It just scares me, like, the backfield as a whole, just because, like, even with Ronald Jones, Keyshawn Vaughn, just having them two there, like, they're both, like, good rushers. Keyshawn Vaughn excelled as a receiver, obviously. You said that.
Yeah.
Excelled more than Ronald Jones. He had 2 times the college target share as Ronald Jones. But then you throw a wrench in there with Ogunbowale, and you don't. It's a big question mark, honestly. Confusing.
Also, you have the other question mark of what if Brady just doesn't like one of them?
This is true.
This is,
biggest wild card.
I like people. Well, I don't like it. It's sarcastically. I like people who try to draw a comparison between, like, Tom Brady's James White in his backfield is going to be this person. Like, you just can't do that just because he was in one offense and he checked down to a running back a lot. That person, like, Ogunbowale, is going to be his next favorite running back target, and he's going to be an RB2 regularly. Like, you can't do that.
It's something to hope for, something to buy in, kind of cheap, especially in dynasties. Not completely
I
average
think it's the.
but
I think there's potential for it just because I don't know how much arm strength Brady has left, so checking down might become a very valuable weapon to him, you know?
Yeah, but trying to draw that comparison from one team to the next based on literally nothing but the ability, I mean, it's just...
It's one thing to say he's going to be like James White, but I mean, I don't think it's unfair to say that, like, the potential is there for him to get a solid pass-catching role if he's the best pass-catching back there. I mean, Arians could throw a wrench in that by just, like, not taking Vaughn or Jones off the field at all. So
that's the thing. It's just, I don't know. This whole team's honestly confusing to me.
It is.
Besides the fact that we know Tom Brady's going to throw a lot of touchdowns. That's all I know. Do you guys want to talk about the handcuffs? I suppose we can do that.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason I put those guys on there. I guess listed in order of preference because if Kamara went down for a long term, I feel like Murray would be a very valuable asset. And I guess Ito Smith, I'm pretty sure Ito Smith is definitely the second string, which again would make him maybe an asset if Gurley went down. And I don't really see it happening, but this Bonifant guy or Bonifant, I don't even know because nobody's heard of him, but he is the Panthers' backup. So
hasn't he been there for like 2 years now? Rookie last season.
I believe he was a rookie last year.
Was he?
Yeah, I don't know. I know he was there last season. I don't know what year that was for him.
Now, Brandon, would you like to explain the whole Brian Hill over Ito Smith?
Brian.
Yeah, want to explain that?
Okay, Ito Smith is just the same. Me and Ito became friends. You know, when I was in the dumpster with him, I was hanging out, and then he scared me, and I peeled off and fell out of the trash can, as I am a peeled banana peel.
Huh? Are you saying Ito Smith is trash?
Yes, I'm saying Ito Smith is not good, and Brian Hill.
Well, how would you feel if I was FaceTiming him right now?
Well, bring him in.
You gotta get that guy that hit Dallas Goedert.
Keep him in
garage.
In this situation, we're on Zoom. Nothing he can do.
I told him your address.
Oh, damn. Well,
he's on his way there right now.
No, in all seriousness, I've never been a huge fan of Ito Smith. But Brian Hill came in after Ito had concussion problems, and he didn't play out the end of his year. So Brian Hill came in, and, I mean, he was used just about the same as Ito was in the beginning of Ito Smith's year of 2019. And then, like I said, Ito got injured. They brought in Brian Hill, and he came in and produced some pretty well games. His last 4 games was kind of up and down, but he had 9 carries, 62 yards for a touchdown, and week 14 against Carolina, a halfway decent run defense. And then you had 49ers. He had 1 rush attempt for 16 yards. Jacksonville, he had 7 rushing attempts for 66 yards, and then it goes back downhill against Tampa Bay. But we also discussed just this last video about how Tampa Bay's run defense was the whole structure of their game, is stopping the run. And he produced 5 carries for 21 yards. And Ito Smith, to me, just doesn't really have much upside. I really think if Brian Hill came in, I think he would replace Gurley if he were to get hurt.
I think I have Ito Smith there just because, I mean, I didn't want to put both of them there, but I feel like they'd almost go to a committee if Gurley got hurt, and that wouldn't be good for fantasy at all because neither of them are efficient or effective, and then as they get used minimally, the volume's not going to be there, it's not going to help. And even when Brian Hill got the 20 carries last year against New Orleans, only got 61 yards with it. That's kind of bad. And then the game after that, he got 15 carries for 30 yards. Bad again. If they bring in a veteran, I believe that might be a quality bench stash possibly. But if they have these two, I wouldn't roster either of them.
Well, you bring up the point that Brian Hill struggled with the carries he got.
You gonna come at Ito?
Yeah, I'm coming at Ito. He doesn't really have a big carry or a big game with a lot of carries, but I mean those games I listed off for Brian Hill having 6, 7, 8 carries a game. You have Brian Hill here attempting 6, 4, 1, 2, 5, and his yards are 31 yards, 32 yards, no yards, 11. He didn't surpass 35 yards.
It seems like Smith generally ran the ball a little bit better, though.
Yeah, especially in 2018,
ever let him run it.
Use more.
I mean, the most carries he had was 6 in a game, and he averaged 5.2 yards per carry, so that's not bad.
The year before that, in 2018, he had 3 games with 10-plus carries. 1 game, he had 22 yards, which is bad, but then he had 2 games with 60 yards, which is obviously good, and 9 carries for 46 yards against Carolina, which is 5.1 yards per carry, which is pretty good as well. And he was used minimally, obviously, in 2019 before he got injured, but he looked pretty efficient on the minimal usage he had.
And also looks like he's catching pretty much all of his targets, so that's helpful.
Receiving upside's more so there than Brian Hill, because like when you said Brian Hill was getting those carries and being efficient, he didn't really get many targets. I mean, the one game where he had 20 carries, he only had 2 targets. He had 15 carries, 3 targets. The most targets he had in the game was 4, and most targets Ito Smith had in the game was 6. I'm hands off on both of them, honestly, but if I had to choose one, it'd be Ito Smith.
I know in our Deep Dynasty League we just created, I went Todd Gurley, and then I chose to pick up Brian Hill, and it was like the 23rd round or so. So to me, that possibility of an unknown like Gurley, the news about his knees just not being the same, and just the upside of what if he goes down with his knees swelled and the day before a game, I take my chances with Brian Hill rather than Ito. I mean, both of them aren't elite guys, but I mean, you brought up 2018. That was his year when Devontae Freeman didn't play a full game. I mean, he came in week 1, got hurt, came back week 5, got hurt, and other than that, it was Ito, and Ito didn't do anything relevant. And then the very next year, it was kind of a shared workload between Brian Hill and Ito. And then
I mean, it was also Ito Smith's first year, if that has anything. It probably has a little bit of relevance.
Yeah.
I mean, who else? They definitely had another running back at that point, too, because
Yeah. I can't think back on who, though. That's definitely a toss-up, though, between the two.
I mean, Brian Hill was there in 2018 also, and he didn't get any work when Devontae Freeman went down. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and all Ito Smith did whenever Devontae Freeman went down was 3 carries for 5 yards, which obviously isn't a lot, but it was minimum.
Although, week 16, and you brought up Hill was there. Week 16, Brian Hill had 8 carries for 115 yards.
You can't do that. You can't. That just skews the number because I'm sure he had probably like a 75-yard carry that just skewed those numbers. But then again, I mean, take that away. Sure, he may have had like a 5 yards per carry average, but I don't know.
No, I get what you mean. I was just – you said he didn't do anything. I just had to defend my guy.
That was like video game numbers. 8 carries for 115 yards.
You know who's 27 years old?
Todd Gurley? No, he's like 24.
Jeremy Hill. We just got to sign Jeremy Hill. Bring him back.
That would be beautiful. I actually liked when he was on the Bengals. He probably wasn't efficient or whatnot. I didn't look at the numbers back then, but I mean, he was interesting for fantasy.
Yeah.
And Giovanni.
I'm just kidding, but I think that would be funny.
I think they might actually trade. Well, I think they should trade for Royce Freeman. I just want to see that guy get some more opportunities. Like,
that would make sense. Yeah. Royce and Gurley.
If Gurley goes down, I could see Royce doing decent.
Yeah.
All right, so we should rank Royce Freeman on this list, is what you're saying.
I think we should.
If we were to, I would put Royce Freeman where Ito is. And the only reason why I put Ito above Latavius Murray, I probably should have went over this, is because the likelihood of Gurley getting hurt or like playing minimal snaps, I guess you could say, is probably higher than Kamara getting hurt.
It's just kind of a reflection on my feeling. I'm not out here saying Ito Smith is really anything to write home about. I hope I took him off of FaceTime before I said that.
Yeah,
so.
it out.
What about Ty Montgomery, Brandon? You got any explanation for that or no?
Boo.
Boo.
You don't like Ty Montgomery?
I like Ty Montgomery.
You know who doesn't like Ty Montgomery?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he didn't fit his dating app. With old age, I shrunk a few inches, and Aaron Rodgers didn't like him shrinking. So he was like, later.
I'm sure when Aaron saw the thing about fumbling kickoffs listed in his bio that he was not thrilled.
You weren't impressed with that?
What?
What?
You weren't impressed with the way he fumbled, the fashion he did it in? I mean,
it was
he fumbles, all the drama. I was gasping. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
You wait.
Do that. That's all in his plan. It was to get publicity. And now he is Aaron Rodgers' arch enemy.
I don't know. I feel like if you were a Packers fan, you'd have thrown like your TV out the window when that happened.
That's a good thing I'm not. But no, Ty Montgomery is only there to show Reggie Bonifant is not in my rankings. And Ty, no matter his track record with Aaron Rodgers, he's a ex-wide receiver. So who's to say Sean Payton doesn't work him in a few odd game scripts? And I think even if he was used on like 12% of snap count, I could see him putting up more than what Reggie would.
I mean, I don't see him.
The only reason Reggie is on there is because if McCaffrey goes down,
usage is going to be high because, I mean, who the hell else do they have a running back besides him?
I just have faith in Christian. He's
Well, I mean, yeah, so do I.
Yeah, he don't get hurt.
I respect the Ty Montgomery decision though, just because he's receiving back, and say Kamara does go down. I mean, they're going to need a receiving back, and I feel like Ty Montgomery's usage will be more than, say, I don't know, he's going to get more use in the receiving game than Murray would, even though Murray was used last year in the receiving game. Alex pointed out to me before. But, I mean, that's probably because they didn't have anybody else behind him. That was like this man was usually like literally an ex-wide receiver in college. 99% or 31% target share in college. And, I mean, I don't know. I've never seen him. Was there ever a year when he really got that like usage?
Well, yeah. Back in 2016 against Dallas, kind of his first. He played a little in 2015. He was used primarily as a receiver for the most part. He ran it 3 times compared to.
He's only had one game.
Their targets.
He's had a few games with more than 10 carries, but in 2016 was his first year where he had double-digit carries, and it was who was it against? It was against Chicago. 16 carries, 162 yards. Talk about video game numbers. I mean,
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and three targets. I mean, it might not be a lot, but I mean, it's pretty insane. If he gets used, I like him. I liked him coming out of college. I still like him.
I mean, when he was used in both. He was a receiver and a running back.
Literally, yeah.
Like
in 2016, those target numbers against Dallas, he was used 50% of the snap share, 12 targets, 10 catches, 98 yards.
Yeah,
that's receiver numbers.
He's definitely. I could see him being involved. Enough so to make him ahead of Reggie, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't know about him getting much usage if there's no injuries, but say an injury happens, I can see him getting usage.
I agree. And we've seen the history with Kamara getting hurt. So
has there really been a history though? I know this past year he definitely got hurt.
Not history as in like history to make him be known as like an injury prone player. But I mean,
but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Possibility.
He's a smaller stature guy. I'm sure he's tough as hell, but
he does get used minimally too. It's not like he's a workhorse or anything.
Yeah.
So chance of him getting hurt is probably slimmer than other people, but I get where you're coming from. All right. I guess that's about it for the running backs. Anybody else got anything to say?
No, not really.
All right. I want to bring up something to you guys. What do you guys think about this? Okay, so one of my friends brought this up to me. They said they'd be interested in doing like a video where, say, somebody would send in their dynasty team or like their dynasty draft. Obviously, we don't have enough viewers who would actually do that for us, but in our leagues that we have, like say we went over the end of our draft, like the draft that just recently happened, well, last month. Say we went over that and like pointed out things that we didn't like, things that we did like. Like, would you guys be interested in doing something like that, or just like grading another person's team in another league or something?
Like picking one.
No, we should do just to not piss off our own league members. We should just go find a dynasty mock draft online and just shred that one.
That's fair.
I'd be content with that. That would be.
There's a bunch of sites out there. Shit, I was reading one like a couple of weeks ago about these guys that were running their own dynasty mock for the first time and decided to document it. And they did some stupid shit in there too.
Yeah, Alex, you can be in charge of grabbing that mock and just pulling it up.
Right, you want to hear this? I'm just gonna roll with this now.
Let's hear it.
Some dude in that draft, he had either 111 and 202, or it was 112 and 201. I forget which. He traded his 3rd, 4th, and 10th round picks and ended up with a 1st and 2nd. So he ended up with 111, 112, 21, 22. And then, like, this man had the audacity to say, like, I might have overpaid a little bit. What? Overpaid?
Wait, overpaid? Wait, what?
Overpaid?
Okay, I was confused about it first, and then I get your point now.
How? If you're that moron that traded like 111 and 102 for a 3rd, a 4th, and a 10th, the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Now this dude gets to start the league off with Jonathan Taylor, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Joe Mixon, and Nick Chubb.
That is insane.
That is just fucking bonkers, man. I don't care if you don't have a 3rd and a 4th round pick. Who gives a shit? Yeah, you can take quality receivers rounds like 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's literally like Keenan Allen almost.
That's nuts.
That's why. Oh, holy shit.
It took just a 10th round pick to move from the 3rd and 4th to the back. Like, oh my God. Also, some guy traded up for pick 2 in that league and then traded out of it.
What?
I mean, if the possibility presents itself, I would do the same thing. It might be a little too much.
I honestly wouldn't. If you have your chance to get your hands on C-Mac or Barkley, you take it.
Yeah, but I mean, if somebody offers you a good value, I'm
yeah,
not gonna
sure,
not
maybe,
trade one of those players.
The thing, I would never trade McCaffrey because to me he is the best asset. I would have to get a ridiculous amount.
Well, yeah,
to let go
but
of that.
I'm never going to have a player on my team that is untouchable. Honestly,
I mean,
don't
he
like
can be
that.
untouchable in theory. My thinking is
if
it only costed that one guy a third, a fourth, and a tenth to get a first and a second, are you really trading the second overall pick for a king's ransom? Like, what would be necessary?
I would. I mean, if you're
No. I'm just saying, do you think he would get that given the value of picks that was previously established in that league?
Well, if you think about it this way, if the person's that stupid to actually trade the 1 and 2 for 3, 4, and 10, yeah, I think it's possible. Because I mean, if everybody looks at it and like realizes the stupidity and lack of intelligence on that like part, I feel like they would probably overpay for it.
I don't know.
Then you're doubling.
I would need like a 1, a 2, and a 5 to trade like the second overall pick. Like I don't know. I doubt he got what it would take.
Didn't somebody trade one of those high picks in our league too? Because somebody ended up with Zeke and Saquon.
Yeah. What didn't Matt trade pick 5? I believe.
I believe so. Yeah, for Zeke. Yeah, Zeke. He got Zeke. Huh. That's a nasty team, but yeah, we should definitely look into grading other people's teams because in our league, there's definitely a couple teams that are disgusting. Questionably disgusting. Yeah, that's fair. A good description.
In a good way or in a bad way?
That's what they'll have to wait and see.
That's right.
Anyway, I guess we'll dive into question time.
Bring it up.
Sure.
Brandon, say a quote. Let's hear it.
Quote?
I do declare.
I do declare. Question time.
Question time. Question time. All right. So, the question that we got for y'all fellas today is, what is your favorite fast food, in quotation marks, pizza restaurant? So, like a pizza chain. Like a Pizza Hut, Papa John's, a Domino's.
I'll let you take this one, Brandon.
That's tough.
Okay, I'll take this one. I'm going Domino's.
Domino's, any reason?
Honestly, because of the $6 thing, the 2 for $6 thing, or 2 or more for $6. It's a very versatile option for me, and I like their pizza. I think like ever since they redid their pizza a few years ago, like it's pretty solid, and it's like cheaper. Like, I feel like it's cheaper than Pizza Hut, and you get more variety.
Yeah, I feel like for cheap pizza, Domino's definitely the way.
And all the Papas to me are just hit or miss.
I've never had Papa John's.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've had it a few times, and like the consistency isn't always there to me. Maybe I don't have enough volume. Possible. I don't know. Domino's has been a reliable option to me, and they make some banging sandwiches. So
small sample size.
Like if I want to spend $12 and get like a buffalo chicken sandwich and like a nice medium pizza that I know I will enjoy, like the consistency, I like it. I don't have to worry about it. I know it'll be good.
What about you, B-Hair?
My generic side is telling me to go Pizza Hut.
Generic? What?
I don't know. I feel like Pizza Hut is the generic pizza place. Like when I hear, "Oh, we're gonna go out to get some pizza," I'm immediately thinking Pizza Hut. That's the place. But and then you got the other side of me, and I'm thinking like the beach, and a pizza place I would usually go to is Grotto's Pizza, usually near Rehoboth Beach.
Is that a only there, chain? Or is that a chain?
I believe it's a chain, Grotto's Pizza.
Possible. Okay. Well,
don't know.
I didn't know we were doing this. I mean,
yeah, it's a chain.
Never heard of it. That is very under the radar, low key. Not generic. Very not generic.
Yeah.
I will definitely go with generic side for me though. I'll choose Pizza Hut. Mainly because I mean, I like Domino's, the seasoning they got on their pizza and whatnot. I enjoy that. It kind of gets a little old and it gives you some bad breath. Like that Domino's breath is very bad in my opinion. I just had it
Is
yesterday,
it?
so I would know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never noticed that.
And then with Pizza Hut, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever had the Wing Street things, the boneless honey barbecue chicken wings. They're literally just like chicken nuggets with like honey barbecue sauce. Oh my god!
You know, now that we're talking about Pizza Hut wings, I just had some Pizza Hut wings the other day. Not terrible. I didn't think the chicken quality was the greatest, but it was Pizza Hut, so
Yeah.
Take it where you can get it. However, I got blue cheese. I don't know what company they buy their blue cheese from, but they should probably stop because I swear to God, it was heavy cream. It did not taste like anything.
Blue cheese is good though if you get the right kind.
If it's like good blue cheese that actually tastes like it, but this shit tasted like nothing. At one point, I just dipped my finger in it, just got a nice like glob of it and tasted it. Nothing. Did not taste anything.
Not a fan.
It was weird.
Yeah, I'm not a big blue cheese or ranch guy.
I'll tell you what though, I'm looking up these pizza places' websites. You guys gotta check out Grotto's Pizza's website. Their website makes pizza look like you gotta leave your house right now to go get some.
Now, do they have a 2 for $6 like Domino's does? Because that comes in really clutch to me.
I think it's probably the price of Grotto's is probably the price of like a Pizza Hut. I mean, don't quote me on that.
Pizza Hut's just a little pricier to me. Scares me.
But no, the Grotto's featured pizza, they swirl the sauce on top of the cheese. It looks delicious.
Now that I don't like. That just pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't like the inside out pizza, whatever the fuck it's called, with the cheese underneath.
I like sauce on my pizza. Don't get me wrong about that. I like how Pizza Hut uses a decent amount of sauce. I like sauce, but I like the cheese being on top of it. So it keeps the sauce in one place.
Exactly.
So if I'm dangling my pizza in my hand, like I got a lesser chance of it just falling onto my pocket.
Yeah.
I don't recall the sauce ever being an issue. Comfort.
Well, then you have not eaten pizza trashed enough.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Grotto's style of
That's another thing. Domino's just is really easy to just inhale some Domino's when you're hammered.
Everything reverts back to freaking drinking, doesn't it?
It does.
Of course it does. Half the time I'm eating pizza, it's because I'm already making bad decisions.
Yeah, because you don't like the carbs. Or do you? No, it's just sugars, right?
Yeah, sugar.
I actually am going to go on a carb kick one time a month of the way through this workout.
Respect.
I'm going to do 1 month of regular eating. I'm going to do a second month of keto to like burn off like a solid 15 pounds or so.
I could never.
And then depending on how that's going, I will make a decision about the third month after that.
My life is revolved around carbs. I could never go keto.
I've been trying to work a little bit of it in. Like I'm a big fan of like sandwiches.
Yeah.
How I just decided I'm going to keep eating sandwiches. It's just not going to be with bread anymore. So instead of making like a grilled cheese like roast beef sandwich, I'm just going to make a sandwich with using the cheese as bread. And not going to toast it because that'd be messy.
That would be messy. That's intriguing though.
So now
I've been doing it. I think I can manage it for a month,
I feel like that wouldn't fill me though. That's the only thing with me. I mean, I don't like starvation, but then again, I don't like being super full. But I mean, I don't know. Losing.
I'm just gonna start eating a lot more like roasted broccoli and shit.
Oh,
broccoli's good.
I don't
like broccoli. However, like the thing with keto is you can put cheese on stuff, and if you roast this shit out of broccoli and season it right and put some cheese on it and hot sauce, then I'm fine. I can eat it, no problem.
I knew somebody who made a keto pizza once, and the flour was it was like straight cauliflower and shit. It was not.
I ate one of those. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's very bad.
It's terrifying.
I hate cauliflower.
I went into it with an open mind, thinking like, all right, you know what, this is possible. We can do this. And about 2 pieces in, I was like, I can't justify this to myself anymore. This is garbage.
Yeah.
Which was a shame, but that's kind of your saving grace if you're doing keto, is that you're allowed to eat a bunch of fat, so you just eat cheese all the time. So
confusing how the body works, but I guess.
Well, I mean, like, I don't exactly confuse. When you train yourself to burn fat, so then you can eat heavy and fat because you'll just work it all off.
But then when you transfer, like, because you're not going to be able to live keto forever. I mean, some people are, but if you're just doing it temporarily, you're going to have to try to get yourself back into carbs, and you're going to feel like shit.
I think
guess
I'll be
that's
fine.
life. I don't know. I don't have the dedication for any of that shit.
Listen, man, if I go a month without eating carbs, by the time I have the chance to eat carbs again, I don't think I'm going to be concerned about any, like, feeling tired from eating them. I think I'll be all right. Just be excited to eat them again.
Until you do overboard, and then you just start gaining weight back like fucking.
Nah, I mean, like, I can't really eat a whole lot to begin with, and, like, I still live a very active lifestyle, so it's fun.
How often you play basketball?
Well, not anymore. The Y is closed, or the gym is closed.
You don't go outside?
I mean, sometimes, but I'm on my feet all day at work, so that's where the active comes in. I walk miles each day.
Yeah.
Like, I have an 8-hour shift. I'm on my feet and walking the entire 8 hours, so.
I feel that.
That's helpful.
I guess that is the end of the NFC South running backs episode for us try fantasy. Huh?
No.
Anybody got anything else to say about pizzas or drinks or vegetables or fantasy?
Not particularly.
Nope.
All right. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Love us. We love you. Deuces.
Later.
Yeah.